So my next reuse category is jeans.
This is Paint Yourself Green. I just really want people to see how easy it can be to do your part in saving the earth. After all she has given us, we at least owe her that.
Of course, there are like a million different ways to repurpose your old jeans. I mean, just look on the internet. You'll find literally thousands of different ideas. So the ones I'm going to show you are the ones that I thought were like really interesting or, really easy. For, those of us who want to be green but maybe don't have, the craftiest of skills. So a lot of the ideas that I found online involved, jean pockets. Now, the idea that I'm going to show you says to use like pockets with the surrounding jean around it, but you can obviously just take a piece of the jean leg and put another piece of jean on top of it, sew around the sides but not around the top to, make that a pocket. It's really easy and you can use more than just the butt of your jeans to reuse them. I'm going to draw the first idea and, use paper for a couple of them because I don't have any old jeans right now. I don't know what happened to them, but yeah. So the first idea that I found that I really liked was sewing together, the butts of old jeans to make a like over-the-door pocket organizer type thing. You take the butt of your jeans. So you would cut like around here, down, like leave room around the sides, cut in a square. As close to a square as you can get, and make sure that all of your patches are the same size. It makes it easier to sew them on. So what you're going to do is I'm going to draw it for you. You're going to take your jean squares, and this is a really bad drawing. You'll end up with something like this. Obviously there will be pockets on each square instead of just these three, and obviously it will look a lot prettier than this because this is ugly. And also what you want to do is the top patch. You can either make it a little bit longer than the other ones or stitch like some extra jean fabric onto it so you can like either have a hole like this on top to hang it, or you can sew some sort of loop on top, or if you don't want to do any of that nonsense, you can make some sort of hook. Second idea is coasters. When I saw this, I was like, really? Coasters out of jeans? How are you going to do that? So, naturally, I clicked the link, but I ended up finding out that it was a really cool idea. So, here's what you do. What you're going to use for the pants is the seams. This part. The seam is where they stitch the two sides of the pant leg together. And if you can see on the inside, it's like that wide part. If you don't want to sew it all, which you're going to have to probably take the seams. It depends on how thick you want the coaster to be, but you need to take the seams and you cut them very close to the seam edge so that the coaster looks neat when you're done with it. And what you can do is, if you don't want to sew them together and you don't need that thick of a coaster, you can go along the inseam, which is the seam like that, you can see come down from the crotch of the pants. And instead of stopping at the top of this seam, just go right through and continue down to the second pant leg. So instead of having one pant leg length of seam, you have two pant leg length of seam. And what you do after that is, I don't have a seam, so I'm going to show you using this strip of paper. Let's say this was your pant seam. what you would do is you would put fabric glue. The site said to use fabric glue. I'm sure that works better, but I'm sure if you just use another type of strong glue, that should work fine too. I mean, I don't know if it makes a difference, but you put a line of glue along the length of your seam. And then all you do is you just roll it up, and you just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And obviously this paper representation is not going to be the best. It's just to pretty much show you the technique, and obviously you wouldn't do it in the air. You would have it, here, let me tilt it down. You would have it on the table like this, and you would roll it. You would roll it like that. You would end up with, you know, I'm gonna use the top of my cork. You would end up with, like, depending on how much length you used, a nice sized coaster or hot plate, because denim's durable. So if you don't want, you know, your surface to get ruined by a hot cup, perfect. Perfect. Oh, and while the glue is drying, if you notice it kind of starts unraveling a little bit, you can take a rubber band and just wrap it around, you know, so it's tight, and it'll hold it together like that. Another idea, which, you know, really is beneficial twofold, because, you know, this channel about living greener, not only repurposing things, but trying to use less and make less waste. So, you know how when you go into a coffee shop, you see those paper cup cozies, cardboard cup cozies, so that you don't hurt your hands? I take one because I can't hold the cup otherwise. But really, it pains me to take one. So when I saw these, I was like so excited. This might work better with skinny jeans because the cups aren't this big. But what you can do is you take your pant leg and you just, like, see how wide your hand is, I guess. Like, or see how wide it is when you're going to hold the cup. And, like, mark it there and just cut. Just cut down. So then you have a circular thing. And if it's too wide, which obviously it's going to be if you use regular pants, you cut down one of the sides, and you wrap it around a cup to use for measure. You wrap it around a cup, you cut some of the pant stuff off, and once you sew it back together, it'll be a lot thinner. You may have to cut quite a bit off, because cups are kind of small. See, you would end up cutting off like that much material. Works. Oh, and if it's not working, like not working at all, you can still hurt your hands on the cup. Just take your pants, roll them up, and then it's twice as thick. And if it's still not working, obviously just keep going with the rolling. Cut it. Keep doing what you have to do, but instead of sewing one layer together, you'll be sewing 2 layers together. So I know that they sell special, I mean, I don't use a sewing machine. I hand stitch all my stuff, but I know they make special sewing machines for denim. So if you want to look into that, you can. But if you're hand sewing, make sure you use a thimble so you don't pierce your finger when you're going through 2 layers denim. So if you want to find any more of the ideas and you don't know where to start looking, Pinterest. Good. And if your pants are still in like really good shape, they don't fit you anymore, you really don't like them anymore, there's no shame in donating those pants. Please go donate your pants, because there's someone who is going to give those pants a new lease on life, and you will be giving them a new lease on life because they can clothe themselves. So be a good person. Donate your old stuff if you can't find a use for it. Have another idea of a way to upcycle or reuse this item? Leave your ideas in the comments below, or comment on my Facebook page. Who knows, your ideas could make a future video. Bye!